So, before actually moving on, I wanted to do some more examples of some random functions. So, you have to, I told you what are the steps you need to follow when you see a function. So, I want to reiterate those steps with some functions, is why I'm doing the next few functions with you. Let's suppose the first function we're doing is utility function is equal to x1 square plus 2x1 x2 plus x2 square. I'm asking you to plot the IC for this. Plot the IC for this. The first thing you should do is you should try and see if it's a perfect substitute, perfect complement, Cobb-Douglas or quasi-linear. क्योंकि ये वाले फॉर्म्स हम स्टडी कर चुके हैं. So does it look like any of them? You may say no, you may say yes also, but you may say no. So for the ones who said yes, if the logic is correct, well, kudos, very good. And for the ones who said no, let's see. I can actually get it to a simpler form. I can write it as x1 plus x2 the whole square. The advantage of writing it like this is that I can do a monotonic transformation by doing an under root. When I do an under root, my utility function that I get is x1 plus x2. Once I get this form, then I know it's a perfect substitute. Once I know it's a perfect substitute, I know how to plot the IC. I will not get into that. Fair? Yes? Makes sense? Let's do the next example. U is equal to 1 by x plus 1 by y. Check. Perfect substitute है? नहीं. Perfect complement है? Min function नहीं है? नहीं है. Cobb-Douglas? नहीं है. Quasi-linear? नहीं है. तो ये क्या है? It's a random function. If it's a random function, what do? The first thing I do is figure out whether it's a good and a good, good and a bad and a good, bad and a bad combination. So उसके लिए हम क्या करेंगे? MU1. MU1 is minus 1 into x raised to power minus 2, which is nothing but minus x raised to power minus 2, which is minus 1 upon x square. ठीक है? Minus है, which means when x increases, MU is negative, which implies that x is a bad. X is a bad. MU2 minus 1 upon y square. Again, y is also a bad. मैंने यहाँ पे शॉर्टकट लिया. आपको पूरा सॉल्व करना पड़ेगा. अगर आप सॉल्व करना चाहते हो तो आप प्लीज pause the video and do it. Okay? So x is a bad, y is a bad. So I have a combination of bad, comma bad. तो उसके लिए हम क्या करेंगे? हमें पता है नेगेटिवली स्लोपिंग कर्व है, हम MRS निकालेंगे. We know the curve is negatively sloping, we don't know it's a concave, convex what, तो हम MRS निकालेंगे. MRS is nothing but x square by y square. आप इसको करोगे ना? Sorry. Y square by x square. You know that when you move from point A to point B, x rises, y falls, the whole thing is falling. I have a diminishing MRS. The moment I know I have a diminishing MRS, I know my curve is concave, right? No, convex, you're right. So, if I have a diminishing MRS, my curve is convex. So, this is my convex IC. Now, अगर आपने यहाँ पे ड्रॉ करके ऐसे छोड़ दिया एग्जाम में तो मार्क्स तो बिल्कुल नहीं मिलेंगे क्योंकि आपने क्या नहीं किया. ऑफ कोर्स आपने मार्किंग नहीं करी बट आपने डायरेक्शन भी नहीं मार्क करी. जब तक डायरेक्शन नहीं मार्क करोगे तब तक ये कैसे डिफाइन होगा कि आपको पता लगे ये बैड कॉम्बिनेशन है. बैड कॉम्बिनेशन है तो इसका मतलब डायरेक्शन मार्क करोगे ना कि हमारे लिए हाईएस्ट पॉइंट क्या है, ये वाला. राइट, लेट्स डू वन मोर. U is equal to x square plus y square. Same logic. Perfect substitute? No. If somebody said yes, well, please go back and do perfect substitutes again. This is not linear. यहाँ पे square है. It's not linear. X is not raised to power 1. Y is not raised to power 1. इसका मतलब perfect substitute नहीं है. Perfect complement भी नहीं है. Min function ही नहीं है. Cobb-Douglas? No, because this is plus. Cobb-Douglas is multiplied. And quasi-linear? Again, no, because it's not a linear plus non-linear. अगर यहाँ पे ये x के ऊपर पावर ना होता तो इट वॉज x प्लस वाई स्क्वायर तो क्वाज़ाइलिनियर हो सकता था. बट x के ऊपर पावर है ना, इसका मतलब क्वाज़ाइलिनियर नहीं है. क्या करें? रैंडम फंक्शन ट्रीट करेंगे. स्टेप 1, फाइंड आउट if it's a good bad what combination. MU1 2x positive है which implies x is a good. MU2 2y greater than 0. Again, this implies that y is a good. It's a good and a good combination. That means it's a negatively sloping curve. अब negatively sloping curve में वो convex है, concave है, straight line है. Next thing is that. उसके लिए हम figure out करेंगे MRS. MRS is nothing but MU1 upon MU2, which is nothing but x by y. When you go from point A to point B, x1 is rising, x is rising, y is falling. X is rising, y is falling. it means that this overall thing is rising. So now I have a unique thing which I call increasing MRS. I'm calling it unique क्योंकि अभी तक नहीं आया था. Increasing MRS. Increasing MRS है तो इसका मतलब मेरे पास जो curves हैं वो क्या है, concave है. So I have x1 here, x2 here, or x and y here. I'm going to make my direction so that I can show it's a good combination. So this is how we would plot a x square plus a y square curve. Let's do one more. U is equal to max of 2x comma y. It's a max of 2x comma y. Minimum function is L-shaped. Maximum function as a rule you should know is inverted L-shaped. Inverted L shape में अब हमें क्या figure out करना है? हमें figure out करना है कि kink कहाँ पे है. Let's take a random bundle. 1 comma 2. At 1 comma 2 utility is 2. At 1 comma 2 utility is 2. So this is my first IC. This is my first IC. The second will be at 2 comma 4. I'm not saying that in the middle nahi honge. I'm just like saying it from a different perspective, and so on and so forth. So this becomes my max function. So max function में actually explain करने के लिए ज़्यादा नहीं होता. You just have to be very intuitive in getting a max function. हम लोग अभी ना next video में kinks करेंगे. When I'm doing the kinks, I will also explain max functions there in a more detailed manner. Right now, I just wanted to show you that max function is a inverted L-shaped function. All right. So this is all that we have in random functions. Okay. Thank you.